At RaiseCredit.com, you'll learn how to acquire credit and how to use that credit to build a better life. When you're done, you'll create asset protection to keep the life you really want. RaiseCredit.com. Get the knowledge you need to succeed and keep your hard work. RaiseCredit.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Please write that down. This is RaysWebinar.com. The ultimate goal is to get everybody to the American dream. Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about it. But the bottom line is you need the money or the credit to go get it. So we're going to talk about that today and show you what I've been teaching and preaching for 43 years. Information is protected in many, many ways. Please get a tablet and a pen. Write things down today. It's very crucial. The goal is to get it up here as much as we can. Now, understand, I'm going to tell you in the beginning, I'm always going to plan the problem. You know, I wish it was a perfect world. I really do. I wish I had the greatest employees in the world. I got a couple of them. The other ones, I just want to wring their friggin' neck. But again, what happens? There's always a problem. You try, and then they knock you down or take advantage of it and get in your way. So what do we have to do? Two things. Write it down, called safety credit. The first thing I got to think about is this. Never bringing the pain home. You see, that's all I got as a kid when I had to beg and steal off the pier. So when we talk about safety credit, we're going to talk about these two cards in my hand. They're $50,000 apiece. They're personal credit. Can't write off a credit card or the interest rate at all. So here's the thing about most people. They get personal credit, they get the SSN, they start it, they kind of get screwed up and they jack it up, think it's free money until the bill comes in. Remember, on the back of every card you have in your personal wallet today, I'd like you to put a sticky on it. That's right. I want you to put the limit. I want you to put what's 25% and 29%. Because every time you pull out that card, when you go past 29%, you drop your score. You control the heartbeat of your credit report. All right, I know you've been blaming everyone else. It's actually been you. Now let's do this. Let's have the line of defense. I always say, see it, believe it, go get it. Now what is the line of defense for you? Drive through your city today. Go ahead. You're going to see before, during pandemic 19, you're going to see banks and grocery stores. They shut down locations. And they did a lot of these before the pandemic, by the way. But let's listen to what they did. They banked with the peace. They wrote off their loss. All right, when we lose, we bring the pain home and we cry boo-hoo-hoo. They wrote off their loss on their taxes, but they're still in business today. You see, what you got to do is basically understand how to play the game of business. So let's remember, never to bring the pain home. Bottom line, I got this the other day from a fax. They said, thank you, thank you. Now, what I like to do, I call blueprinting. That's when I call the person and I interview them. I get to talk about their house, their car, their bank account, and then I ask what they want. After I analyze them, I give them the blueprint, step by step, how to get it. What happens is very simple. This one now has $113,000 of credit. All right, he only wanted 75. But here's the problem. When I got him credit cards and everything else, he said he wanted $50,000. My question to him was, how much are you going to spend? You see, here's our problem. All right, on most credit cards, besides the gold and the platinums that are paid over time, if you get them there, all right, your credit cards go up and down and it creates your score. So here's the thing that happened that day. What did he do? He said, I want to spend $50,000. You know what? If you spend $50,000 and you got a card for $50,000, you maxed it out, your score is going to drop. I just got you to an 810. So let's understand, if you spend $50,000, you've got to have $175,000 of credit, because that's why you got to get out your calculator and figure this out. It's very crucial. So the greatest advantage is I like to call people and interview them too. Now me, as a little boy, I got to steal and beg. Let's talk about my journey a little bit. Let's see if I can help you in your journey today. Bottom line is, I'm going to call it getting past go. I think most of you are stuck. I think you spend thousands of dollars. All right. I think you basically bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich. The bottom line is no one's handing you the money. I'll hand you up to $10 million. I got no excuses. I've been doing this for 43 years. So the bottom line is, we're going to talk about Mrs. Hope now. You see, she got her weekly, monthly checks. All right. But she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier every morning since the age of 3. She was the she-devil from hell. I didn't like stealing and begging. It kind of sucked. But let's see how I did so far. I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my first one at 14 and a half. I got my Duffys. I got my mansions. I broke some world records. I had some fun. You know what I did? I put my race boat in my backyard. I got my helicopter, I got my yachts, and I got my Ferraris too. Now here's my point. Why haven't you got this? Why? What, are we going to tell where you were born or blah, blah, blah? I was born in a friggin' taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. The little girl wanted, a girl. I'm a boy. She gave me a girl's name. Hell, raised my middle name. Then she threw me away like a piece of trash. And I've been pissed off, so I always make sure I go get it. Maybe some of you need to be pissed off today. But half of you, sorry, don't take it personally. You're halfly lazy. The other half is actually going to get it. There's no excuses. If I can do this, so can you. But today we're going to talk about Ray's rules, how I got this. God gave it to me. Maybe today you'll pay attention. I'll challenge every one of you because I wanted to get you to million. Just like I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. I found out when I was 7 and a half, a corporation's a legal person. Write it down. I connected the dots. The first corporation I set up at 9 and a half. It's called Helping Hand Industries. I brought in $100,000 at 9 and a half years old. So guess what today? I want you to understand. Tomorrow, I will be starting at 7 a.m. in the morning. 7 a.m. in, I got 9 classes tomorrow and 2 Zoom meetings too. 43 years. I've been helping people 6 days a week. I broadcast twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and all day Saturday. So at every seminar or boot camp, workshop you get to, you're stuck with me. And 4 of you, I can see your names. You've been sitting on your ass and doing not a damn thing I told you to do. The rest of you probably want to go get it. So let's remember, I'm going to get you to the $1 million dream, but you better follow through because I do every day. Now, when I built $1 million credit for my cat, meow, I got a Made in Ink magazine too. There it is. Use plastic to finance your business. If I can get my cat $1 million of credit back then, I think I can do it for you. Bottom line is most people lose their job, got an emergency, what happens next? They lose their job. They ran out of time, they ran out of money, and they jacked up their credit again. Why would they do that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would you use the wrong money in the first place? Personal credit shouldn't be used and abused. It should be put to the side. It should be called safety credit. Now, with me, I was the guy that trained Ken Yarborough years ago. He was security chief at TRW in Experian, by the way. Today, if you allow me, I'd like to train you a little bit too. Write down Credit Services Act, please. Google it later today. It'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. They'll tell you credit repair is a scam, not allowed to collect money up front. But some of you are paying that $99 a month. That's $1,200 a year. And you haven't got what? I don't get it. Now, they will send you to the Credit Repair Organization Act. That's the Federal Trade Commission, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. Let's see if you can build a relationship with me, and let's have some fun. Now, this is what I want you to do. You ready? I want you to go get your Social Security card. Yes, I want you to go back and get it out of your purse or wallet today. You got one SSN. We were told to do it when we were a teenager to get a job. So we got the job, so we got the 1040 tax return so they can track our income and tax us some more. Read the card today, front and back. It says do not laminate. Now, the one I want you to circle the most is do not use for ID purposes. So every time you put it on a credit application, you violate the rules too. Don't carry with you. It's not even yours. There's the application we filled out as a teenager. By the way, guess what? It says property of social administrator, not you. You know, when those creditors use it and abuse it, like when you put on that application, they're not supposed to. So I have a system called Rapid Rescore. If you want your score to go up, usually at about an 820, let me know. So what I like to do is rebuild your life. I'm talking about your house, your car, your bank account. I want to make sure you're following through too. Now, I've been in 2 comas in my life. Both times, guess what? Credit saved my life. So today I want to talk about that money for a rainy day. You see, when I heard that as a kid, I kept saying, what does that mean? You see, in my life, it doesn't rain. It always pours. So I want you to focus today. What if you needed $5,000 right now? You ask your friends, you ask your family, you ask the bank, and they all say no. What if you had a credit card in your hand called $5,000, called safety credit? See, I might have to use it, but I don't want to abuse it, but I will play catch up, not fall down. If I max out a card for $5,000 today, The payment is $50 a month. By the way, the average person wastes that almost every day. They also say the average person wastes $140 a week. That's $600 a month. So if I got $100,000 in my hand, I can't write off the credit card or interest rate at all, and every time I would jack it up, it screws up my family? Are you kidding me? Why would anybody be silly enough to use and jack up their personal credit? It should actually be boring. Now let's understand, if I had to max out one of these cards, the payment is $612.26. You know what that does for me, $50,000? I could get 2 pizza locations that deliver or have a drive-through today. I gotta make sure I got a cash flow through a pandemic. Stop wasting money, please. I want you to plan the problem. I want you to focus on safety credit. I want every one of you to focus. Tomorrow morning, you better be at the leveraging class. You better be through all the classes through the day and even Dun & Bradstreet at the end of the day, too. Bottom line is we're going to look at those banks and what grocery stores in your city today. And when you see that empty one and when you know they're still in business today, remember me. Because they bankrupted peace. Wrote it off on their taxes, they're still in business today. When you brought the pain home, you went boo-hoo-hoo. Learn to play the game. You see, you can reach all your goals. You can believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God and I believe in me. When I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, still hold that record today. It just proves a white man do jump. And silly people say we can't do this or that. Don't listen to those people, please. Remember, God gave you a gift and a dream. See it, believe it, go get it. Let's go back to your SSN. Let's go back to you. SSN, Social Security card. Get a job. Get the 1040 tax return and we can track you some more. That's all it was for. So now you got your SSN. You got your Experian, your Transio, and Equifax too. The moment you jack up a credit card past 29%, your score drops. Don't keep looking around at what did they do to you. What did you do to yourself? The rules are 25 to 29%, period. You don't jack up a card, drop your score, get stuck, can't get any more. You got a responsibility to take care of your family today. The other reason you got an SSN, we're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially after Nixon getting he took the gold standard out. You have any idea what that meant under the Constitution? That means they can print as much money as they want to. Do me a favor. Write down Ray's rules. Write down $100,000 of credit. And if you tell me that's too much, I think you're nuts. The last time you lost your job, you were afraid to lose your car, your house, and feed your family. If you listen carefully and only use 29%, that would have gave you $71,000 of safety credit. In case you lost your job, there's a pandemic. You can feed your family up to 2 years. So please do not take all your money and all your credit, start the business, and hurt the family. When I was a boy, all I got is used and abused physically, mentally, had to eat out of a fucking trash can. And that pissed me off. So I made sure if no one could answer the question, I figured out myself. I'm just lucky God gave me an IQ off the friggin' chart. All right, I'm told to recall on those things. Stop using the wrong money. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. You write down Ray's rules today, and you better play with me all day tomorrow. Now let's understand. There's my first coma. All right? I hit the curb at 40 miles an hour. Plop! Told I'd never walk again in my life. I still got up from that, too. My last coma, guess what? July 4th. We took people on the corporate yacht parked in my backyard. Someone had swine flu and pneumonia. And they got to kill me. It's right in front of you. H1N1, pandemic number 9. So guess what? I made a promise to God that day. And guess what? He let me come out of the coma. There's my yacht, there's my race boat, there's my U-Dock, Huntington Harbor, largest U-Dock, all right, that they have. There's the address too. Go check it out. The most verified person you can find is me. So guess what? I made a promise to help you. That's why I'm here for you today. But let's remember something. When I came out of that coma, all right, I had to walk around for 5 weeks with an oxygen tank. I felt like I was 150 years old. Now listen carefully. Because I used to work for witness protection 100 years ago, I knew how to seal the record. I knew how to put the score up to an 820. And then I took my closet divisions and I popped $1 million card. Write down closet division because you got to get to level 3 to master that too. The ultimate goal today, we don't get a do-over. We get to live or die. I'd tell you to wear a mask, but that's up to you. The bottom line is it takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. All right, pandemic 9, I get to die, come back, help you. Now we got pandemic number 19, and there will be another one down the road. But the bottom line is let's go chase the money today. All right, you see, understand something about money. I don't have to steal off the pier. I don't have to beg. I can feed my family, I can pay my bills. By the way, I haven't had a paycheck for 21 years. So let's see if I can help you today. Now, I got 3 clients that basically didn't pay their balances. That's why they're called fallouts. So the bottom line is pretty simple. There's one for $1 million, there's one for $250,000, there's $150,000. All the credit is built up on the dashboards, ready to be transferred to whoever wants to be the qualified CFO. There's the balances. If you want one of those, let me know today. Now, most people have a problem. What the problem is, you hate your job anyway. Do you know we're getting older, slower, we're not as pretty as we used to be? Go back to the job you hate. It's eventually, they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to go drive some? What? You're going to deliver pizza! Is that your American dream? You know, when I got to be with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old, I listened to the silly poker game every Wednesday night. I stood outside my bedroom, which actually is the pantry, and they said a corporation's a legal person. Write it down, please. A corporation's a what? A legal person. What I heard is on my way out of hell, even though I was 7.5 years old. Bottom line is pretty simple. I rode my bicycle the next day to Torrance Police Department. I knew there was a library next door. I went into the library. I asked a woman to help me. She said, here's a microfiche, here's a book. I read the book. At the end of that day, I was pissed off. Sorry. The book did not give me a blueprint or the rules instruction manual. You've been looking for that all your life. Bottom line is, here's 15 cards of $50,000 apiece through divisions. How I wrote it in 1986. Here's 10 at $1 million apiece. How much would it take for you to learn? But the problem is, if I hand it all to you, you're not learning the tools and the rules, not to screw it up again. So when I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years, every Wednesday night, there was a line around the hotel to get hold of me. And I used to have some fun helping people like you. If you ever truly want the blueprint, the 18 books and CDs, it's kind of like the real estate there. I only had, sorry to say, $841 million of real estate through the corporate structure before the coma. Then I basically wrote buckets of money, tax balancing, all right, and how to become the bank too. Don't forget winning the game of business. Last year, a company shut down their doors. We found these books and CDs in their warehouse. The office here is going to try to sell it to you for $9.99. When I do a live webinar, I give you an opportunity for a discount. And then like yesterday, 3 of you called, or people called and asked sales. I go, well, we don't sell for that. Well, Ray said on the webinar. Then they want to argue with me. If I offer it to you at a discount, you do it through me. You don't call them for the discounted price. They want a commission. I don't want one at all. If you ever want the full blueprint before they're out of stock, which they're almost there too, guess what? Today, during the webinar, because this is live, $249, you're going to get all my 18 books and CDs. All right, that'll give you the full blueprint, how I got the double billion at 26. It'll give you the rules and the tools for you. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't like merchants, and I'm afraid of banks too, after Wells Fargo stole my identity twice. I like Zelle wire deposits. I can track it, and I can expedite everything for you. Here's the page. Take a picture. There's a Zelle, the wire deposit. If you Zelle that $249 during the webinar, my phone will go ding-a-ding-ding. If it does not, and you call sales, they know flat out I'd fire them if they gave you my price. I'm not paying a commission, all right, at a discounted price. That's ridiculous. So if you Zelle, listen carefully, you Zelle any amount paid in full for any product during this webinar, product or service, I'm going to call you personally and take the time to blueprint you. It's an offer, and that, right? Blueprinting time will be free. Now, just like the guy the other day, I do blueprinting all the time. Would you like one? Let me know. Now, what I want you to do is you'd basically go to Gina at RayEraseCard.com. I Zelle for this. I want to have Ray do my blueprint for me. That's all you got to do. What I want to do is rebuild your credit. I have 7 computers in front of me. All right, step by step. I got 7 dashboards, 115 creditors. I got $10 million of credit. I can add you, corporation, and divisions. I want to do a rapid rescore and push your score up as high as we can, make you a qualified CFO. I want to give you the articles, also as tax ID. I want to make sure you understand in your personal wallet, your cards, your personal ones, I want to stick you in the back. Limit 25%, 29%. When you take a card past 29%, you drop your score. You usually get stuck, you can't get any more. Just like that's why you usually get an average of 15 inquiries too. Remember, I'm going to make you the most qualified CFO using my history for you too. The bottom line is making money. If you want to make millions in real estate, let me know. It could be a fixer-upper, a duplex, an apartment complex too. I'm going to convince you to get a franchise. You see, even if you don't want to run it, there are companies that run it for you. I want a franchise that's got a drive-through because next time there's a pandemic, I want to make sure you can feed your family because there's a line out the door. There's a line in that drive-through for you. Remember, profit sharing too. When I was the incorporator for most of those rich and famous people, that was fun for years. I created 84 ways to leverage money. I will teach you 3 or 4 ways. Now, I got specialty classes tomorrow. I got 2 of them. All right, let's understand. Last Saturday, everybody kept calling the office, and I always tell people no one works on Saturday besides me. I asked them, they never want to. Okay. So last Saturday, because I get sold out, the system holds 1,000 people. That's it. I got 17 million clients, okay, that love me. There are 2 or 3 that are turds that don't even know me, but the reality is they didn't follow through. So let's understand. If you basically want to get into my leveraging class tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., 7 a.m., it would cost you $299. The class will be 2 hours long, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that would get you a blueprint call too. The next thing in the afternoon, oh, there's the Zelle information. Tomorrow, I have a Dun & Bradstreet class about vendor or in supply credit too. That's at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's $299. Again, there's the Zelle. You can pick either one or both. If you did both, you get a discount for $500 for me. You get them both. You get to spend with me. Now, paid in full by Zelling during the webinar, you get the blueprint call from me. And I want to shake you, wake you up, and blueprint every step of the way. All right, I want to make sure you achieve your goals this year. So if you want that call, all right, it's pretty simple. There's a Zelle that you have to do during the webinar. That's all you got to do. Just like he said, the greatest call. I like taking people and pushing them up to $1 million. Sometimes they always say, that's too much, Ray. But again, you can have all the divisions too. Now, I've got this specialty class that is basically check and balance. I do one every January, and last year was going to be my last year. All right, I got my radio show in March, then COVID-19 hit, and everything got screwed up. So I'm back doing this, and I've been doing it since. This will be the last January that I do my check and balance class. It's 2 days long. We tear apart Founders Kit A to Z. We tear apart 4 hours of real estate, 4 hours of Become the Bank, and buckets of money too. What happens is there's some bonuses and there's no bonuses. So both days are normally $1,999. You're stuck with me. From there, if you want the bonus program, it has basically 3 months of all classes, 3 analyzations, another $25,000 of credit added to your package. Now understand something. If you Zelle this during my webinar, you're getting all bonuses instead of $29.99. It is $1,000 even. But if you don't Zelle it during the webinar, I will not give you it for $1,000. So again, it's up to you. There's a Zelle information, $1,000. You get everything classes tomorrow too. Now let's talk about cars, because I love company cars, don't you? I got my first Lamborghini at 14 and a half. This is one of the collection at the time too. You see, most rich and famous people drive company cars. They write it all off, but now you get a paycheck, it's tax, you get the leftover, you pay for a car you should not. And then most of you take all the money from the family and roll the dice and you bring the pain home. The problem with this is pretty simple. You're the registered owner of the car you drive today. Write it down. The registered owner of the car you drive today, or even the future one, should be a tax ID division at fleet price. Here's the problem. Your paycheck, they call it what? Taxable income? Paying the payment, gas, registration, insurance. Can you yell the word no right away? I mean, why aren't you driving company cars? All right, it's kind of fun. I do all the time. Here's the keys to the white one there. Woo, woo. You got a choice. SSN, get a job, 1040 tax return. That's all. Now let's look at an SS4, because you got to file an 1120 for that too. Now I'm going to say times 4. That's the pattern of 3. Write down pattern of 3. Now line 10 there, I want you to focus on it. It says banking and credit purposes. Do you see that? So that means every corporate credit card I get you, under interest rate credit card, you get to write it off on the corporation. So once you get started, you don't have to steal money from your family anymore. So what happens is, when you see that grocery store, that bank closed down today, they did it because they have a branch number. And what happens is, most people bring the pain home because they don't know how to play. All right, let's think about before pandemic. Chase averaged 100 locations a year shut down. B of A 129. Before pandemic. So let's understand something today. Take that tablet and pen and write this down. I want you to write down a corporation, be a management company. I want you to set up line of defense like I wrote in 86. I want you to think about something. If everybody through high school, all right, I don't know about high school. I tested that at T-Week with junior high. I was at Orange Coast College at 14 and a half. But right out of school, if you had the corporation with 3 divisions, see, this is the line of defense. These are the ducks. Something gets screwed up, we get rid of a piece, one of those entities. But we can keep the other pieces. And we never have to bring the pain home. You see, it's not hard to do when you know how to do. The problem is nobody's taking the time to explain it to you, because nobody knows what I know. God only made one of me. Thank God for that too, huh? So what I'm telling you flat out is, for every SS4 I get you, I will be able to build you corporate credit and Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. That credit, you'll be able to write it off. It's pretty simple to do. So remember something, please. SS4 times 4 stands for what? Pattern of 3. Corporation, you don't name it after you. You don't name it what it does. You set up the line of defense. In case you had 5 pieces of property, you had 5 franchises, or you had your current business today. What you do is you allow me to build you up to $100,000 to $1 million card. And then the corporation gets to write it all off. And at the same time, we want to get you to that personal credit to be safety. You can't use it and abuse it past 29%. We never bring the pain home. Raise rules. What happens? SSN equal to what? 1040 tax return. What did the SS4 say? All right, on line 10 again. By the way, it's right in front of you again. It says banking and credit purposes. All the credit I can build you, we get to write it off, but I have to repackage every one of you. Sometimes I'm waiting for you to follow through. So that sometimes takes a little longer on you. So let's think about something today. When I add the history to you, corporation, and divisions, I create green lights. And then you get these in the mail. When you apply and you crash or wrap or rescore, we got to start over again. Please don't do that, please. Usually it's 6 out of 100 people. Now, here's a nice lady, got a divorce, got a bankruptcy, all the stuff, tax liens too. We rebuilt her, got a 687. All right? Now, we're getting ready to push it to a 720 and get her a $30,000 card. She got impatient and went on her own, got a $300 card. I'm sorry, that's not even pocket change. As an example, this man here, everything he had was crap. We removed all the crap. We basically sealed the record. We did a wrapper rescore too. We said get an open sky. He got that. And you know what happened? He only had a 621. I owe him $1,000 of credit. The starter card I got him was $3,000. Which one's better? So today, for the new people today, if all you want is your credit score to go up to an 820, let me do it for you. I'll rebuild your credit. I'll wrap a rescore. I'll seal the record, and I'll push your score up some more. Saturday at 1 o'clock, there's an educational class. You get to go for free up to 90 days. Bottom line is this. The office wants to sell it to you for $9.98. Good price. Compared to the average credit repair flaky company today is $99 a month. That's $1,200 a year. $9.98, not too bad. But I always give half price. For 43 years, I try to give you 2 times to 10 times the credit you invest in yourself. That way it takes away excuses. In other words, here's a $1,000 credit card, cash card. All right, $499. Use L499 immediately to me right now. And what happens is I'm going to rebuild you, and I'm going to hand you a $1,000 card at the end of the program for you. Now, if any of you want a $1 million paycheck, raise your hand as high as you can. And remember, you keep $375. The IRS gets the rest. Now, if any of you want a corporate millionaire, that means $1 million business bringing it in. You're allowed to pay the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover. Personally, you get taxed, then you get the leftover. Corporations pay the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover, whatever's left over. So if I get you to be the CFO for an 820 score, I hand you the articles, also as tax ID. I'll get you in the setup class for 90 days, every Wednesday and Saturday. Level 1, Wednesday and Saturday 2, how to set up your divisions. I want you to master the rules here. Office sales are for $19.98. Today, I want to give you $10,000 of credit during and after the program. Half price equals $999 to you. So for $999, you're stuck with me for 90 days while I do the work. We work together. We build that together too. And you're getting $10,000 of credit. And you learn the information up here. The next program, the only difference is the amount of credit. It's called Millionaires in the Making. This one gives you $25,000 of credit. Instead of $4,000, today I would give it to you during the webinar for $2,499 if you sell it right away. And if you give me referrals, I'll build you another $1,000 of credit too. So let's think about something today. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, YouTube, if you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me, go to raisewebinar.com, get the full overview, and learn never to bring the pain home. The ultimate goal is up to you. What I heard at 7.5 years old is right in front of you. It's not legal advice at all. It's chapter 18. Can we read it together, please? It says a corporation is a legal person and may sue or be sued. Do you understand corporations have more rights than you and me? If you look at the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, they set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporations, by the way. Every state set up their line of defense too called divisions. Oh, they're called cities. Do you know all cities are corporations? Now, you watched some of them file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? My question to all of you is, why haven't you set up your line of defense? Solomon, why haven't you taken that card I told you 5 times to daisy chain it to the divisions? All right, we've had 6 calls together. You got more coming too. The bottom line, this is up to you. You got to follow through. Bottom line is this. The United States of America has their line of defense too. It's your constitutional right, by the way. You watch Orange County file a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. Other cities too. Remember, you are we the people. And you got to focus on that. Bottom line is this. Nixon took the gold standard out, gave him the key to the printing press. You and me, we got our SSN usually at a teenager, get a job so they can give a 1040 tax return and tax on our income and track it. Now what happens is, here's mama. She delivered a baby this morning at the hospital. Hospitals are federally mandated to hand an SSN form to mama for the baby within 3 hours or less. Because mama can't put the baby in the stroller and the car seat, can't go home. Mama's going to sign the SSN form so they can print some more money today. Now, I want you to focus on this. SSN is safety what? Credit. Corporation, SS4. We get credit for the corporation. We set up the line of defense. Because I'm sorry, something's always going to go wrong with those pieces. But just like that grocery store and that bank today, they bankrupt the location. They wrote it off as a loss on their taxes. All right, that's how you play. But you brought the pain home the other day. Now that's on you. We got to learn how to play some more. So let's remember, do not bring the pain home. You never had to in the first place. So let's think about this. The Reynolds University was only 22,000 square foot building in Irvine Spectrum. Other buildings too. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, listen carefully. I won't know your name because we do this on purpose. What happens is we get you a case number. You're assigned to that. When you're in the rotation, I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to do, if anything. The worst thing I'm going to tell you is 2 things to do, period. And then I have to wait for you to finish up what you got to do so I can finish up popping the credit for you. So let's remember, 1 o'clock tomorrow. All right, every Saturday, Pacific Standard Time. Here's Walt Disney again. Newsweek, they call him the loophole king too. They didn't want to pay taxes on $1 billion. They know how to play. They wrote an IOU to themselves. Look at that. If Mickey can play the game, so can you. Bottom line is personal credit. Remember again, can't write it all off. In the beginning, I will always want to pop you cash credit. 8 cards per division. 9 lines of credit. All right? Then we talk about vendor credit, supply credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards. Not until then. See, we need cash to pay the employees, pay the rent, pay the lights. We need this, and we get to write it all off. It's pretty simple to do. I still got to make you a qualified CFO. Bottom line, at the end of the day, these cards are like a house or a car. Remember, when you pay your house or your car, as long as you maintain the payment, your credit score doesn't fluctuate at all, unless you screw them up. Gold and platinum cards, listen carefully, long as they're paid over time. I got Mr. Major here who's mad at me right now. You see, I got Ed, his partner, all right, and I set him a $100,000 card. I got him unlimited $100,000, okay, and he goes, you got my partner, what do you got me? Sir, you don't listen. You keep jacking everything up. He listens, he follows through. That's all you got to do. Now, me, I like doing divisions the way I designed in 1986. Would you like 10? Now, that could be $1 million or $10 million. What you want? You see, you can learn how to daisy chain the process of credit today. Remember, I got 3 fallouts. It's pretty simple. There's the balances. You pay a balance, we'll qualify the CFO, we'll transfer it to you. They didn't pay their balance last year. It's up to you too. Credit rebuilding, today it's $4.99 if you Zelle it during the webinar. You get a $1,000 card. The millionaires in the making, this is the starter package. All right, it's $999, but I'm going to build you $10,000 of credit. And you're in all my workshops tomorrow. Nope, you're in level 1 in setup. We got to get you from beginning to end. Bottom line is going to be up to you. $999. You get to play 3 months, and I'm going to rebuild your credit anyway. The millionaire in the making, half price is $2,499. But I'm going to get you a $25,000 card like I did Jessie here. Ask Jessie. I got her basically a Venture 1 for $30, another Venture for $30. Got her 2 green cards too. Spark ones, $30,000 a piece. Kind of fun. Now, if you pay in full, like it says, for any product or service during the live webinar, which is now, for free, you're going to get a blueprinting call from me. And the bottom line is if you don't Zelle it, I don't hear my phone go dee. After that, call sales. They're not allowed to give away my blueprinting time to anybody. So you have to Zelle for whatever you want today. All right, you can tell Gina at RayRaceCredit.com. She's in charge of shipping and handling too. Bottom line is I studied Mr. Buffett's father first. Then I studied him. He's playing the game to win. My question is, why aren't you? The ability. On my dashboard, it's all 7 of them, 115 creditors. I get to line up history for you. Authorized user, sorry, no. All right, trade lines, never. We got to make you a qualified CFO. We're going to get you cash credit and even checkbooks too. Bottom line is this. I'm the guy that invented and created daisy chaining of credit. Remember, the IRS says flat out, the rules are public record, you can't write up personal credit cards or interest rates. But corporation cards you can. Do you know there's only 1,000 rules and steps to get to $1 million corporation? You can master that with me. Now, I don't have the intent to rip anybody off or defraud them. I got to give that disclaimer today. Now, remember, there's a corporation in 3 divisions. We're going to be a management company managing the divisions. Something goes wrong with one of those divisions, we're going to do exactly what they got to do. It's called the 3-step. Please write it down. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If we can't save the piece, we're going to try. And if we can't, we're going to bankrupt the piece, keep the other pieces, but we're not bringing the pain where? Home ever again. We got the ability to learn how to let me repackage you. The bottom line is like when you bought your house. Escrow close, escrow, homestead, escrow, put it in a trust. If your assets are not in a trust today, and somebody sues you, they're probably going to take them away. If you die, they get stuck into probate and your family got diddly squat. Now, when you fix up a property today, please understand, you're probably going to hire a contractor that hires a subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. What if they slip and fall, they cut every corner they can, and they sue you and take everything you got? Maybe, just maybe, you'll think about transferring any property you get to fix up as an investment property. Maybe quickly deed it to a division. How about an assignment of equity too? See, at the end of the day, they can't sue you. At the end of the day, they get diddly squat. Why not? If you don't have a trust, I'd suggest irrevocable trust, but that's up to you. Bottom line is this. Please remember, the IRS is the rules. You play by their rules. If you try to play peekaboo and make a mess with the IRS, if you did, go back to irs.gov. You can download a form called 656 433A and B. Hypothetically, you can fix your problem today. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system today too. Now, here's what I want you to remember. I'm one of the original OPMs, other people's money. When you fix up a property, I don't want you using your money. I want you to set up the divisions the way I teach you tomorrow, and I want you to go to the manufacturer and save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We're using their money to fix it up. When escrow closes, it pays off all the debt. Now what we got, don't act like you're rich. Problem we got with men, they get some money and they piss it away. Ladies, listen carefully, please. If you had $100,000 to $10,000, any of you, and you pissed it away, and now you're broke today, please write down Ray's rules. Do you know leveraging can take $1,000 to $15,000 to $50,000 and usually 90 days or less? Bottom line is you. Borrow money is not taxable. Write it down. Set up the line of defense. So here's the Ray Reynolds University one more time. You see, when I retired at 26 after double billion through corporate structure, the bank was at the location almost every day going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your assets when you got money. When you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. You need to be at my leveraging class tomorrow morning. You want to learn to leverage money? It's kind of fun. You can actually realize that the banks borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to you. So remember, you could have had up to $3 million of borrowed money, which is not taxable. Leveraging money, Ray's rules. I would have told you to go get a McDonald's today if they got a drive-through through any pandemic. They stay open, don't they? Pretty simple to do. Beat your doubt, run your race. I'd like to coach you the rest of your life, if you allow me to, the rest of my life too. Bottom line, let's talk about some leveraging, just to give you a little more for about tomorrow. What if we took this 100,000 card in my hand, and we took 50,000 off the card? Remember, it's borrowed money, non-taxable. I get to write off the interest rate and the card. It's an investment. Oh, goody. You know that $50,000 is only 6, 12, 26? So here's C191D. Loan the money 8 different times. So what did I do? I loaned 5 people $10,000 under the corporation or a division. I put a second trust deed on their house. I put a homestead blocker and a UCC1 so they couldn't suck out the equity anymore. And if they don't pay me, I get all their goodies. Now, what did I do? The payment's paid every month, and guess what? I just created $2,449 positive cash flow per month to free up my time. Oh, not enough? How about we do $4,800? Still need more? $7,347. You can actually take the corporate credit, design your own income based on what you're trying to do for the corporation and you. The specialty classes tomorrow. That last Saturday, the world called and they couldn't get in. Nobody's here on Saturday. So the bottom line is up to you. Leveraging is $299. It starts at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. $299 during the webinar. What happens is I also have another class in the afternoon because I have classes all through the day called Dun & Bradstreet. That's vendor and basically supply credit, by the way. How to get the 80+ score and never guarantee anything anymore. So that's at 2:30, and that is $299 as well. These are the two specialty classes tomorrow. You bought both at one time, it's $500. Pretty simple to do. Now, here's the thing. All right, if you pay in full for that class or both classes, all right, you're going to get a free blueprint with me. That means I'm going to call you, And we're going to spend time on the phone. The other one the other day took 32 minutes. We're going to spend some good time. But again, that's if you pay in full for any product or service during the webinar. Nobody gets away my blueprinting time but me. It's free if you Zelled something today during the webinar. Very simple. There's the Zelle information right in front of you. Bottom line, like he said, that was the greatest call he ever had. I want to make sure your call's that good too. Now, check and balance is on the 22nd and 23rd. Remember what I said today. All right, if you're a past client and you want to get 3 months of all classes, analyzation of the $25,000 of credit, usually that fee of $2,999 literally pays just for the credit. If you Zelle me $1,000 even, $1,000 during this live webinar, you're going to get both of those days with me with all the bonuses. But if I don't hear my phone go clinkety clink, all right, when you call sales, they're not going to discount it, and they can't give my blueprint away from me. You Zelle, $1,000. Pretty simple to do. Now, I'm never going to show anything that's not mine. From the mansions to helicopters and the yachts too. I got to get you past go because I think you're kind of stuck. God's gift, simple. The race boat and the yacht parked in my backyard. I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too. Now, I'd like you to write down on that tablet that you're going to change your driver's license to a P.O. box or mailing address. But it's a suggestion. It's up to you. See, you wrote a check the other day. All right, and then your next day, because you gave them your home address, when you're not home, they're going to rob your house. Why don't you protect your privacy? Raise rules. Never bring the pain home. Remember, you do have the Driver's Privacy Protection Act, too. Now, let's talk about car. Remember, I said house, car, bank account, and more? When you bought a car the last time, you let someone sweat you for hours on end. Probably lost up to $5,000 and got 9 inquiries, too. When they handed you the paper and you signed it to let them pull your credit, next to your signature, you should have wrote down this allows 1 inquiry. You should have took a picture. Unfortunately, here's the problem that you did. The car you're driving right now, if it's in the parking lot at work or your garage, wherever you park it every day, it's registered to you. That means if you bump somebody, they're going to sue you. And they're going to try to take everything you got. Now, I like the goodies. Like I said, I'm one of the most verified people on the planet today. Bottom line is pretty simple. You want your dream corporation, you get it through me. Now, ultimate thing is all day tomorrow, I want you to spend with me. 7 a.m. through the whole day. All right? Because by the time your brain's going to go, I just learned too much. No, we're going to make sure you understand. Because when you drive your car today, all right, to that grocery store or that bank, and you bump someone's car, a little bumpity bump, don't be surprised after they got whiplash. And they're going to ask for your driver's license, your insurance, registration too. You see, now your heart's going to fall out of your chest. Remember, a corporation could have paid for that insurance versus you. And by the way, if they call and you're the registered owner, one of those nasty attorneys on TV, they're probably going to sue you and take everything you got. Remember, please, at the workshops, we teach you how to play the game. All right, the registered owner of any car should be a division and not you. We want to make sure they get diddly squat at the end of the day. But again, that's up to you too. You see, what happens is, remember the grocery store and the bank is a good example for you. They got a branch number. I mean, let's be honest. You see the bank or grocery store, they bankrupt the piece. They had a loss. If that was us, we would have brought the pain home. People do that every day. They wrote it off on their taxes. They didn't lose. They got a tax credit. And then they're still in business today. Again, people have to learn how to play. You're going to have to learn how to set up the pattern of 3 like I designed in 1986. So we never bring the pain home ever again. My wife asked me on July 3rd, 2009. All right, very simple. She said, all right, can we take out the corporate yacht in our backyard for a bunch of group of people? I said, okay. I got $1,600 of gas across the harbor. I used a company card. I wrote off the card, the interest rate, and the yacht too. There's the address. Check it out. I didn't know someone's going to come on my yacht with swine flu and pneumonia and kill me. But the reality is I made a promise to God. I came out of that coma after having H1N1, pandemic number 9, it says right in front of you. And I put my score back to an 820 while I'm walking around with an oxygen tank. Because I had my closet divisions, write it down, I was able to pop another $1 million card again. I don't stay down, and neither will you if you play with me. God's using me to help you. Please pay attention today. Now, that Lamborghini in that building, guess what? Tax ID. Reaching the dream. Think and be the impossible. Why not? I've done it all my life. I've been told 1 billion times no. Remember something. You can see it, believe, and go get it too. I'll hold your hand at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp. And I'll make sure you get to the $1 million dream. You all follow through, I'll follow through too. At the end of the day, I like motivation too, but the reality is if they're not handing you this, let's talk about you. I want to get you an 820 credit score. I want to get you up to 100,000 of credit. I want to make sure you get up to $1 million of credit to a corporation and divisions too. I want you to stop being stuck. Bottom line is pretty simple. If you want to follow that credit line, there's only 3. One's $1 million, one's $250,000, one's $150,000. There's their balances. You pay the balance, all right, and you get that. I finish the CFO for you, and I transfer it to you. It's already set up. That's all we got to do. At the end of the day, please, it only takes 1,000 rules to get to $1 million corporation. Bottom line today, I'd like to repackage you, your house, your car, your bank account. And please let me do at least a blueprint call with you. Let me ask you questions and put it in track versus me answering questions for you, because I like to give you the blueprint. Now, the 18 books and CDs today, office, they'll send you an email or call the office. They want $9.99 for all 18 books and CDs. During the webinar, I give a discount, all right, for $249. That's during the webinar, not after the webinar. So if my phone's not ringing a ding, ding, ding right now, guess what? When you call sales, be prepared to pay $9.99. That's Ray's full blueprint. Get your copy before they last. There's the Zelle information again. There's a wire, there's a deposit. The ultimate goal, anything you pay for in full today for product or service, you get a free blueprint call from me. I'm the only one who can give you that call. And it's only good during the webinar with me. And you can tell Gina what you want to get at rayscredit.com too. Remember, the credit rebuilding today is half price. $4.99, $1,000 card back to you. Twice as much you invested in yourself. The starter package. This is the starter package to be a millionaire. Workshops, 90 days. Do all the work for you. Listen and learn. Tomorrow, I want you in that class. Set up in level 1. All right, I want you in that class. It starts at 10 a.m. I have it also on Wednesday, too. I want to make sure you get it all here. So, today, starter package is $999. And you're getting $10,000 of credit built for you after I make you the qualified CFO you need to be. The millionaires in the making, $25,000 of credit. Half price for that is $2,499 today. Once again, use Zelle wire deposit. You do it right away. Now, here's the thing. The 14th Amendment turned corporations into people. The United States of America Incorporated manages their 50 states. All states manage their cities. They set up their line of defense. Now it's your turn. If you have the line of defense after we repackage you, you'll never bring the pain home. There's no need to. The ultimate goal is up to you. Never have joint credit. Buy a house, escrow, close, escrow, homestead, escrow, put it into trust. Please, especially men, do not name the corporation after you, please. And 60% of them try to. That makes them the duck. Do not name it what it does. Have up to $1 million of credit. Have division subsidiaries for real estate, franchise, current business. And if we set up the line of defense, something goes wrong with a piece, we keep the other pieces. We master Ray's rules and tools. The ultimate goal is for you. Plan the problem. Now you heard a little bit about safety credit, line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. The ultimate goal tomorrow. I'm starting at 7 a.m. all through the day. And people talk about the American dream. It's nice to talk about it. But if they're not handing you the credit or the money to go get it, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I think it's blah, blah, blah. Everybody needs to receive money every month, pay your bills, drive a company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. You need to turn around and make sure you understand you've got to set up the line of defense. If you did that, like I told you when you were a kid, you would never brought the pain home ever. So, master Ray's rules and tools. Stay safe, stay strong today. I want to be your next. Let's always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day. Give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. If I can do this, born in a taxi, stealing and begging off the pier, and create what God gave me to give you, so can you. It's taken half of you, most of you, 3 to 5 years to try to fix it or screw it up. More. All I'm asking for is 90 days on an average, 6 months at the most. All right, one of you, I took 9.5 months. It might take a year if you have to follow through. If you did not sell something during the webinar, the blueprinting is off the table, period. Nobody gives my time away but me. So remember, now you're off a thing to do, call the sales team. All right, negotiate with them some more. 800-510-3338. I can't even say 3338. So that's 800-510-3338. At the end of the day, I want to get you to the next level. And blueprinting, when I call you, makes a lot of sense. It works. It fast tracks almost everybody. So at the end of the day, I want to change your life. And never forget, God loves us all.